Welcome back to my Motivated CEOs and Boss Ladies. This is part 2 of my 4-part series on the power of your dreams. Today we're going to talk about courage and how you can build the courage that you need in order to pursue the biggest goals and the biggest dreams that you have. One of the things that I found while pursuing my own goals is that there's a common misconception that you don't feel fear anymore. There's a common misconception that once you achieve one goal, or once you get to a certain place in life, once you attain certain things in your life, you don't feel fear anymore. And today I want to dispel that misconception for you. Anytime you move outside of your comfort zone, you're going to feel fear. You're going to be afraid. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be anxious. And I don't care who you are. I'm sure if you talk to Donald Trump, if you talk to Oprah, if you talk to Tony Robbins, any of these big name people that we look up to, they'll tell you that they still feel fear. I'm sure that when Oprah was creating her Oprah network, she was terrified. But she felt that fear and she did it anyway. And this is something that I really adopted as one of the core principles of my life, is to feel that fear and do it anyway. So I wanted to tell you a few tips that you can use in your own life to build courage, move past that fear, and make sure that you're still moving forward on the road to your dreams. The first thing is to accept fear as a normal part of life. You're not any less of a person, you're not any less capable if you feel fear. And in fact, it's a good thing that you feel fear, because you're not going into a situation blind, you're not being overzealous, you're being realistic. So feeling that fear is actually a good thing. The second thing about being fearful of new situations is that it's a sign that you're growing. And what's crazy to me is that fear has the same effect on your body as excitement. It's just that fear is a negative manifestation of that emotion. So it's okay to feel the fear. You know, sometimes when I'm doing something new, or I'm doing something that's a big deal to me, it's so scary that I either want to cry or get nauseous or I start shaking a little bit. But when you have those symptoms of your fear, it's important for you to say to yourself, hey, this is just false evidence appearing real. I don't know how the situation is going to turn out until I face it, until I get through it. So I'm going to put 110% of my effort and work through this fear anyway. So just keep moving forward. You know, do what it is you need to do. That fear is not going to go away until you get to the end of it. And then you'll look back and say, hey, I was scared, but I don't even remember what that feels like. I know what it feels like right now to succeed. And that success is going to push you forward to the next goal and the next goal, until that fear is just a part of your goal attainment. And that's what it should be. The third thing that you need to know about fear is that the people who are achieving their dreams, they're scared too. One of the biggest lessons I had to learn in my life was that just because things look effortless to other people doesn't mean that they feel the same way. And so, not to say that misery loves company, it does, but one thing that really helped me was to learn that other people felt fear too, and that even though I was going through something new and I may have been achieving right along with somebody else, it may look easy for them to achieve it, but they were scared too. And that really helped me. That made me feel as if I was normal. And you know, again, feeling fear around your goals is normal, but you have to build your courage. One of the best ways that I found that I build courage is not to listen to the opinions of other people, especially if they're unsolicited opinions. People love to tell you what you can't do. People love to tell you what you're not going to do. People love to tell you what failed in their lives. People love to tell you what failed in other people's lives. But how often in your life do people just come up to you and say, hey, that's going to work out. You're going to be great. If they do, you need to hug that person and make sure they're always around you, because there's always a naysayer that's going to intentionally and unintentionally make you feel small. But what you need to do to build that courage is to let their negative opinions and let that soul shattering, because sometimes it can be really painful and really shattering to you, just let it go in one ear and out the other. Let it roll off your back like a duck and realize that the things that they say about themselves and about other people, that's not your story. Your story is what you think. Your story is are the actions that you put into place, and your story are the results that you alone are going to get from your unique talents and your unique skills. So when people go down that road of saying, hey, this and that and thus and such, and you know, good luck with that, and all the negative things that people can say, it's not for you. So don't internalize it, and don't let it take your courage down a notch. But as you work through your goals and as you start implementing some of these principles, you'll see that courage is something that it's a muscle that always needs to be trained. Because as you get farther along in life and you pursue more and more of your goals, and the bigger your dreams get and the bigger your thoughts become, that courage is going to grow right along with you. So thanks for joining me today in part 2 in my series of The Power of Your Dreams. I'm Anelia Arnaz with MotivatedSister.com, and stay tuned for part 3.